meant a lot more than just the game. And to have so many of our former players back means so much to our current team and the future of what we're doing. And I always talk about Arizona Basketball Players Program, and we really had that today. You know, the former greats, teams, players, coaches, and our current team working hard to be better, and obviously a big part of our future sitting here as well. And you know, I'd like to thank our fans and the people in our ticket office for working as hard as they did, because that combination provided an energy and an atmosphere that very few college programs enjoy. And that's why we all came to Arizona, and that's what makes us so special. So just really a great afternoon. You know, I'm glad that nobody got injured during the game. Once in a while that happens in an early season scrimmage. And like any early season scrimmage, we have a lot to work on. And I think you see that we have a lot of young players, a lot of new players, a lot of guys in new roles that are trying to find themselves. And we have glimpses of a lot of good. And the president represents, you know, a steep climb to get better here. We open up almost in 2 weeks, 16 days. So that becomes our next quest to get ready for that.
Can you talk about how Kevin Parrott is progressing?
Yeah, Kevin, you know, at one point we talked about redshirting him. That looks less and less likely because he continues to make weekly progress. He is going to miss some part of the season. Unless something really changes in the next week, we don't anticipate him being ready for the beginning of the season, but we do anticipate him joining us down the road. That could be as early as mid-November, late November, early December, and if we went past mid-December, he would have to take a major step back. So we're anticipating hopefully sometime between our fourth game, third game, I don't know, and fifth or sixth. And so still some uncertainty, but it's good to see him make progress. And like our team, he still has a long way to go to be able to get out there.
What's he been doing in practice? Anything?
Nothing. He doesn't practice with us. He does rehab and really just tries to make that leap each week physically. Some of it's out of his control, just a returning feeling, and some of it is really in his control, continue to strengthen where he's at. But other than just shooting drills, to this point, he has not practiced with us.
How much do you think the ovation and getting to actually suit up meant to him?
I'm sure it meant a lot. You know, he's leaving here tomorrow morning to attend his mom's funeral, which is hard on anybody, but especially Kevin with all that he's gone through. So he's going to, I believe, be in New York through Wednesday, and then he'll return on Wednesday night, and moving on hopefully to brighter and better things.
Do you put much stock in Sadiqi's numbers today?
You know, Sadiqi's really not a three-point shooter. That happens sometimes in these games. But I think you see that he has a bright future. He can do a lot of different things, and we're counting on him to give us front court help. He's more than capable of doing that. I think like all four of the freshmen, he's learning how hard he has to work. He has his ups and downs, but I thought he played well today. It was good to see him score like he did.
Can you talk about the potential Nick Johnson? He is a person that's on the basket.
Yeah, you know, Nick can do a lot of things. You can see by the dunk contest that very few kids have his athletic talent. And he's also a very hard worker. So I think, you know, first of all, getting him to understand our defense and really help us on defense is something I think he can do. And we'll work hard these next couple of weeks to prepare him to do that. But he's going to really be a big part of what we're doing, not only in the future, but also this year.
Can Jesse be a three-point threat for you?
Jesse's capable. I think he'll make the same jump that a lot of guys did between their first and second year here. And a wide-open three for Jesse's a good shot. He's worked hard all off-season, and it's important that he can do that for our team.
Do you have a general idea of what the starting lineup will be as of right now?
I really don't, and if I did, I would tell you. You know, I think Solomon Hill at the three position is a starter at this point. Kyle Fogg is a starter at this point. But beyond that, there's 2 weeks of practice to really figure out who the other three are, and those two guys have to keep working hard as well.
Have you had so much depth? There's still a lot of depth.
Yeah, yes and no. You know, right when you think you have depth, you go to practice and you're like, wow, we weren't as good as I thought we would be. But I do think we have a lot of different players that can make plays on offense and defense. and balance has to be our cornerstone this year. We will have a lot of games where I think we'll have 4 or 5 guys in double figures. And same thing on defense, we have to have contribution from a lot of players. And it'll be a fun team to watch from that perspective. And I think as the year grows, especially our younger players, they'll be more comfortable.